Welcome to episode number 12 of Tapped In with Tony. My next guest is also a content creator from the Northeast Ohio area,
Yes.
Javari Blade.
Yes,
Javari,
sir.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Not a problem. I've seen that you've been out there doing your thing on the creative side. You've covered Richmond Heights and Willoughby South
Mhm.
football. So looks like you've been having a good time with that.
Yeah, it's really been a good road, like going down. This was my first year covering football for Willoughby South, and this is my second year covering Richmond Heights basketball.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
I wanted to first ask you, how did you get started with that? How'd this all
Um, you want the whole like role part down of like how I started?
sure, sure.
Okay. So it kind of all started. I would say this. So not a lot of people know this part. So um, I started off with like taking pictures from like my sister, older sister. She's like in her 30s now. But back then I'll say like 5 years ago, probably or six, 6 or 4. She's like real photogenic, whatever, photogenic, and she would ask me to be like, um Vari, can you take my pictures? Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, sure. I didn't really think too much of it, so I'm taking pictures of her phone, whatever. And she loved them and everything. And then a couple years fly. My middle school year, basketball. I would say my eighth eighth grade year, the middle school basketball team. I was like, I had an iPhone. I had an iPhone 8. I had an iPhone 8 at the time, and I was like taking pictures for the middle school basketball team and video. And that's when I took it. I took it serious, but I didn't take it serious at the same time. But that's when I was like, okay, I can really kind of do something for it. I was taking pictures for my friends, like a group picture and stuff like that. And my ninth grade year, my freshman year, I was taking pictures for the football team. I was also on the football team my freshman year also, and because FL was kind of knowing that I was like people was trying to see that I was like kind of taking the boy that take pictures for everybody at the time, and that's why my freshman year I was like, okay, I can really like really take this serious, and that's when I really like took it serious. I made my first Instagram account, and it was Vari with the pick. Um, the Vari with the pick was like it was like it was short for like at first like it's a family. Vari is a family friends nickname. So everybody that see me, they be like Vari, and it be like, and I say, you know what? Why not just put Vari with the pick? Because I just take pictures. So and I like to take pictures. So that's how I came up with the Instagram name and everything. So
Awesome. And I've seen some of your work, and it looks like you've taken photos of homecoming. You've taken some photos of some of the area athletes, especially with the Richmond Heights and Shaw basketball teams. So,
yeah.
how's that? What's the best part about that, in your opinion?
Um, it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's kind of my friend. I got two friends that play for Shaw. Logan Finney and Sharif Ahmad. Sharif. He graduated last year, but he also was like was supporting me on the come up, whatever. Because like I was taking his pictures outside, like him like hooping whatever. Fun actually another. I'm gonna kind of go back. I'm sorry. We're in middle school. The Maris. He was on the middle school team also at the time, so I was just like take his pictures and everything too around that time. But it's cool. I mean, it kind of opened up a little bit doors for me for Shaw. Um, yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Okay. I know you've also covered Willoughby South's football team. Was it the first time? Was this past season the first time? I know me and you have crossed paths on
Yeah,
basketball and football quite a bit, and we'll definitely
yeah.
get to that. But with Willoughby South, how did that come to be, especially during the season? Did you do any preseason work with them, or did it just come on where you're doing stuff during the season?
So I was so football. They took Richmond football team away for 3 years, and my one of my friends, he plays for at the time. Well, he still does. I take the back. He played for the football team, and he was like, he texted me out of the blue. It was last summer. He was like, "You still want to play football?" I'm like, "Yeah." But remind you, Tony, I haven't put on these cleats in like 3 years. So I'm going today. I'm going to Willoughby South practice, and it was still like, you know how like a clock got like webs and stuff, and it hadn't been like run and everything like in a long time.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how my body felt like going back. So it was like, it was still kind of like some new stuff to me a little bit, but I kind of caught on a little bit. Um, but to get to sum it up, they found out I was like this close to transferring to like Willoughby South to play football. Um, but they found out that Richmond was bringing the football team back, and they was like, yeah, yeah, it's a rule of OSHA, like something like that. Yeah, we can't do that, and they'll get them in trouble. So I was kind of bummed at it a little bit, but not at the same time. So the football head coach of South, he remembered my face from the summer, and I was like, "Hey, coach," I was like, "Hey, I'm a photographer. I don't know if you knew. It's okay. I can like shoot pictures for the team." And he was like, "Sure, I don't care." So that's how it came upon me shooting South like all the whole season.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a cool experience. That's how the first video I did for him. I think it was like, it's at the Righteous Story. It was my first time actually like it was my first time actually. It was the first time actually shooting a football game, and it was my first time actually like being inside of the tunnel. So that was like a fun experience a little bit. So it was cool.
Gotcha, gotcha. When I was a shaker, I mainly just did stats. I didn't really get into the video stuff until maybe 2 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When I got into that, it's like I probably won't unless the team wants me to. I probably more likely going to be on the outside of the tunnel.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. I didn't. It was. I mean, they of course they knew that it was me and another person who was kind of like a announcer slash photographer, and he also went to the school. So he was in the tunnel with me. He was like in the corner with his phone, and I got my camera. I'm like this, and then they see me, and it's not hard to see me. They got the pass, whatever. Excuse me. That's how we went out. So
Awesome. And you've also done some video for Richmond Heights, and the back to back undisputed Division 4 state champions of Northwest
yes.
Ohio. Tell me what was the best part about well the first time they won the championship, which was last year. They went on an amazing run. You had Josiah Harris, who's playing at West Virginia,
Mm.
and you have Dorian Jones, who's on the come up. He's got multiple D1 offers and several other players. So take me through how it was like being a content creator for Richmond Heights basketball team.
I would like to say, fours up, back to back, I'm gonna keep on saying that, but it was a fun experience. It was cool. My first year, it was like, it was kind of like out of the blue. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tony. It was like so someone, the teacher, whatever, he knew. Okay, the first game they had, I was shooting the stands, and it was another photographer that's also with the school. He went down. He's kind of older. He's a teacher, whatever. He's kind of older, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm about to drive back down to Dayton, this and that." And he was like, "You know what? Just give my pass to Javari." And I said, he was like, "I didn't know that none of this. It was like all last minute." So the principal assistant at the Richmond High School, he had came to me. He was like, "Javari, Mr. Miller, that's the teacher name." He was like, he don't want this, he won't be here for the second game. So it was like a 50-50. Like, he don't know, but just be ready. So I said, okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm pumped. I'm getting ready. Go back on the fan bus. and that's how I got the experience to have the pass. Um, it was cool to experience that. It was cool to be next to more content creators that's ahead of me and that's older than me. I'm only 18. Only got like at the time only had like 1 year with like this like with photography and everything else with it that came with it. So it was fun to like to experience that at the time, and it was like it was really just like really a good experience to really experience some of that good stuff from like last year, and it was being our first year winning state championship, and yeah.
All right. How was it like taking photos for the team with each of the state championships when they're cutting down the nets in Dayton, and then being part of the victory parades through the city?
Uh, it was cool. It was cool. It was my that I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I have made a video of the parade. It was my first time of I had a mic at the time. I still do actually. Take it back. I had mic'd up some players, whatever, and they was like it was basically a blog, I should say, throughout the day, and it was cool. It's pretty cool, I should say.
Awesome. And I know you've also done some other games. You've also had covered a couple baseball games, and I know that a lot of content. There isn't a lot of content creation out for baseball games, especially
Mhm.
with weather, and especially past couple weeks I've covered games. It's been 40-mile-per-hour winds, so
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Like I'm trying to get back to the baseball. I'm gonna try to shoot that this year. Like yesterday, I shot my first time for Willoughby South lacrosse game. Um, that was cool. Long. It was kind of long. It was something different. I try with my content. I try to like do everything, not just one, stick to one. Like I want to expand, not just do sports. I want to do take pictures like weddings, parties, you name it. I'm just like really just trying to expand to it. Like something, yeah. I would say I would give like a shout out to a couple people for like the photography side that helped me before I got my camera. You got Truly Gifted. I don't know if
oh
we
yeah.
both know. So some people that don't know him, he's a trainer slash also a photographer slash really a mentor really to me honestly. So some so before like around 2020, I used to like text him. I used to be like, hey, I'm up and coming photographer, blah blah blah. This is when I was shot on my phone, and I was like, "What's a good camera to like start off with?" And he told me a couple cameras to start off with, and he said, "You gotta get a MacBook. It's good for editing, this and that, this and that." And I'm like, okay. So every time I see him, I tell him, "Hey, thank you," because if it I mean he really because he didn't have to help me out, but he did. So but now we really just like real close, and that's really how we like got a bond, and that's what more creators in this really all around Ohio, really, I should say. Like what's the class that we was at around
We
here?
were. It was the Scholastic Play-by-Play Classic at John Carroll.
Yeah. Lamar Sky High. Also, I give thank you to him. You know what I'm about to say. So, my memory card locked on me, and
I remember
I
that.
I was about to leave. So, okay, so previously before that game, I was out to whatever I should say. I don't want to go too much in detail, but I was up to like 4 a.m. 4 a.m. and I didn't get too much sleep. And you had to be at the event around 9 o'clock, and I didn't get too much sleep at all. So that game was like my first. Like I don't know how to this day. So I'm thinking about it now. I don't know how I survived that day. I didn't have barely had nothing to eat. All I had that day was oatmeal, a prayer, and a Red Bull, and another prayer. and I shot about at least 7. I think it was like 6 games. I think I shot like 6 games, and met some other creators at game. Um, Chris, the creator. I was like, I was about to say, course Chris. I was about to, but it's changed. So it's changed. You was there. Tommy, Ty, um, some more people also. But back to Lamar, he had helped me. He was like, so I texted him like always or whatever, like off of Instagram, whatever. So and it was my first time actually meeting him in person. He was a cool person, and I was like, he said you don't gotta leave, you can use one of my memory cards. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, just let me clean it. I'm like, bro, you just saved me because I was about to leave and just get another memory card because that really was like, I'm kind of new to it a little bit, so it's like it really kind of it really was like a big help.
Awesome. And to do 7 games with prayer, Red Bull, and oatmeal,
Yes.
that shows drive, honestly. That just shows that how bad you wanted it and
Hmm.
the drive you guys had. Because there were some guys that were there from the start of the first game all the way to the very final game of the evening. I
Yeah.
was long gone after game 3. One of my other good friends, Mike Triv, was covering
Mhm.
games 4 through 6. So that was the deal we had, though.
Yeah.
That's the deal me and him had. So we split coverage. But either way, it was a really, really great event.
Yeah, it was. I really liked the event. It was like sort of like, it was a really good opportunity for me, I should say, because I was like, I had to like text them on Instagram, and I didn't think they was gonna like respond back, and they respond back, and they send me, he said, text such on email, and that's when he had like they reached out back to me like a couple hours. At first, I was getting worried. I'm like, oh well, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe I had to. So, and they responded back to me, so it was cool.
Awesome, man. And where do you see this going in the future? Because your stuff is really amazing. You're one of
Thank you.
a lot of up and coming creators in the Northeast Ohio area.
Yeah, I'm a senior, so this is my last year. Got one more month left. So, I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna go to college for it, um, and just still do some like more events. Like I have next month, I have to I'm taking a couple pictures for prom. Some people proms. But the goal is to like go to like a college for it, and at least get something from it. Learn a little bit more stuff from people. So
Awesome. And you've got a smorgasbord of people you can learn from.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I really could name the like. There's a lot of people that's like that is upcoming, but it's like they kind of slept on, but they're actually like good at their work. It's a lot like another person I would say I would give a shout out to. I hope you see this too, Chris. I'm not gonna cuss. I'm allowed to cuss.
No.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I'm gonna keep it clean. So Chris, bro, he works. He worked his butt off. Like his stories, I don't know how he do it. It's crazy. Like I try my best to like try to do what he do, like with his stories, but it's really like the grind and the hustle. It's like it's a lot of effort to actually like put into that. So he is another one that's like upcoming with it. And then he's also like my age, and it's like it's cool to see it. Like he also like grinding, and he actually care for what he
Oh,
do.
oh
It's
yeah.
not. It's like you got some people that actually just only in for it just for
Clout.
the clout. Yes, thank you for the clout. And some people be like for me, for example, I'm not really in for the clout. Like some people be like, oh, I'm only in for it for like the money, for the clout, such. Like, okay, it's not always about the money. Like it's not always about the clout or anything. I mean, you should just be blessed to have the opportunity. Like for Richmond going back to Final Four, I was blessed. I was blessed to actually like to be there, to be in the locker room, and to experience that a second time. So, and the second time, I would say I experienced it a little bit more because I got the full like effect for it. I should say, like the first game, drove down there with the school, and it went through it went through like this tunnel, whatever, and it's. I would give you the whole breakdown if you really want me to, because you got two different entrances. You got the entrance right here, door one. Then the bus take you around, and you got that entrance for them. You go in there with the cheerleaders, and they got your name on this board. It's like it's a lot of passes, I should say. Um, and they can say that you gonna tell them your name, blah blah blah, and they gonna be like, okay, here's your name. Um, I will say they did spell my name wrong this year. They said Jabari. I was like about to say, can you change that for me? But I didn't really care for it. I said, you know what, forget it. I got the pass, and then Dayton, they got this long like ramp to like going onto like the court. So they got that, and then they also have like we go down one tunnel, well not one tunnel, but like a hallway, and they got like this basically this whole room, basically a photographer dream room for like a sports game like that. They got a whole big table, water case, um, and it's plugged out like outlets, stuff like that. It was a blessing. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad I got experience, get the full effect for it this year. I would say if you also like a photographer that's like it's your first time going down, be ready to have some money with you because their food is expensive. Like I think I spent about at least a Gatorade was $4.
Oh,
$4.
oh my goodness.
Yep. And the fries they had it was good, but it was mid. But they gonna say too much on it. Like they are expensive. I'm not complaining. But it's expensive. Like a hoodie. Imagine this is an OSHA hoodie. $50. $50.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's an arm and a leg. It's an arm and a leg. But yeah. I, I kind of got off track with that, but
No, you're good. You're good.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing your experience covering states. And
All this, man.
Chris, if you're hearing this,
I
Chris
could.
has
I,
got a doc coming out on April 12th about the Lutheran West basketball team. Quick plug for
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's that's really Lutheran. I was okay. I was rooting for Lutheran West to win. Like I was with my friend before I was like headed down to the game because I had stayed down for the second game. Um, I was actually watching the game at the Waffle House. I'm gonna be honest, and we was watching it. And I was rooting for them, but they kind of came up short. But they was actually a good team. It was, and like they said, this is the first year. I think they said it was the first year that both teams
We're
came
going.
down.
Yeah.
So that was really different. And in this the first year, Richmond went back to back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really just a blessing, and it's just really cool to experience all of that, and then seeing that old other players from last year come to the, come to the game and everything. So,
Awesome. We're about to wrap up soon, but I have three fun questions I'd like to ask you.
oh, hit me, got you.
All right. First one is New York City or Los Angeles. Which city would you rather live in?
Ooh, okay. So, we live on the East Coast. I already experienced the East Coast. I'd rather live in Los Angeles. This experience, uh, I want to experience the time difference. I just want to experience that. Like in the Los Angeles, they got a lot of stuff out there. So
Yep, City of Angels. And
yeah,
if you were not a content creator, which one would you rather be? A famous musician or a famous figure skater?
say it again.
A famous musician or a world champion figure skater?
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. Blades in my family, we are actually good at singing, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Got one more good one for you.
All right.
Top 5 of players in Northeast Ohio that you would put on a USA U18 team. I want your starting 5.
mm.
What you think, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. Um. All right. I'm gonna go with this. Okay. The Bears.
Okay.
Uh. Okay. I'm gonna go with Ooh. Ooh. Delon Moss. That's Willoughby South.
Okay.
Um. Ooh. I need a big man. I need a big man. Um. I don't know too many big men in
Good
this.
choices, actually.
It is. Actually, I'm gonna go with Dominic. He played for Orange.
Okay.
He's a junior, about to be going as a senior.
Okay.
Um, that's what. It's four.
That's
Four.
3. You got
That's
2.
three. Hmm.
You got 2 more. You pick 3.
Oh. Two more. Mm, okay. I'm gonna also go with Jose.
Jose. Okay. That's great.
Last one. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Dorian.
Okay.
That's
Great. Those are all great choices, man.
yes.
No,
Yeah.
that's a tough
Let,
one.
let, huh?
I know that's a tough one.
It is. You kind of really surprised me with that. I thought you was gonna say like if I had to like stop like shooting for Richmond, who else I like shoot for or something. I thought it was gonna be. I really did. That's just the Richmond in me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good, man. This is tough. This is tough, man.
It is.
There's some like really great players in and around Northeast Ohio.
It is. It is. Like if I had to choose from the old Richmond team, I would. I wish I would. I wish I could have, but I couldn't. So
Well, Vari, we're running down near the end of the episode. If you've got any good words of advice or anything you want to plug,
yeah.
yours are-
Yeah, thank you for this also, Tony. I really enjoyed this. Um Anybody that's new to me, follow me, Vari with the pick. That's my main Instagram. Well, I'm sorry. Whoa. That's my photography Instagram. And then I also got a YouTube. That's Vari with the pick. Uh if you need anything, for real, prom, swimming, I do it all. Just hit me up. I'll do something. And yeah, that's really it.
awesome. And thank you guys for listening into the show today. Remember to rate the show, give it a listen, download it, subscribe it. It's available on Spotify. It's available on Google Podcasts, and it's also available on Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys, and have a good evening.